Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Notion Hub, and in this video, I'll be showing you all the best features of Realme 5S. By the way guys, I've already made a tips and tricks video where I've talked about many things which I won't be covering in this video. So definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with that said, the most highlighting feature about this phone is its performance. This phone sports a Snapdragon 665 processor with Adreno 610 GPU. This phone has a HD resolution display, and in combination to that, a Snapdragon 665 is pretty powerful. Even if you play a lot of games, this phone is going to deliver you enough performance for a very smooth experience. Next best thing about this phone is its display. This phone has a massive 6.5-inch IPS display with HD+ resolution with 89% screen to body ratio and protected by a Corning Gorilla Glass. Even though it has just HD+ resolution, display looks quite good for regular usage and even while watching videos. For games like PUBG and Asphalt 9, display will look slightly pixelated. Next, we also have super fast face unlock feature. Once again, just like all other Oppo and Realme phones, even this phone has face unlock feature and it is super fast. In good lighting conditions, it is super fast. Most of the time I couldn't even see the lock screen, and it works pretty well even in low lighting conditions and in complete darkness. Next, we also get some pretty good cameras on this phone. On the rear, this phone has a 48 megapixel camera with f1.8 aperture. And for selfies, it has a 13 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture. Next, we also have an ultra macro mode. This mode allows you to take close-up shots from a very close distance. This is the next best thing when it comes to photography. Next, this phone also comes with a wide-angle camera. It has an 8 megapixel camera with f2.25 aperture with 119-degree field of view. Next, we have NIGHTSCAPE for the rear camera. Now this is a dedicated night mode for Realme phones which allows you to take better pictures in low lighting conditions. Next we have Chroma mode. Now this is a very unique feature available only on this phone. Once you turn it on, all the colors will look super saturated and images will look very pleasing. Next we have portrait mode for both the front and rear cameras. Now this isn't a very big feature, it's been around for many years, so I won't talk about much. Next we also have a dedicated face beauty mode. Now this brings in a lot of cool features like it can smoothen your skin, make your face thinner and even smaller, and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Have a look at this. Next, this phone also supports slow motion video recording. Here's a quick sample. Next, this phone has electronic image stabilization for both the front and rear camera video recording. This applies only at 1080p. Next, this phone has support for recording video in 4K resolution. You can change the video resolution from the toggles at the top. Next, we have some cool camera gestures. For the rear camera, it has just one gesture, that's tap to take pictures. Just enable this feature and touch the preview window to take a picture. Now for the front camera, it also has the palm gesture, and once you enable this feature, whenever your phone sees your palm, it takes a picture in 2 seconds. This feature is really handy for taking selfies. Next, it has something called real sound technology. Now if you want to improve the audio experience on the headset, just enable real sound technology from the sound settings and you will definitely see a noticeable difference. We have a new navigation gesture called swipe from both sides. Now once you enable this feature, you can swipe from the bottom to go home, swipe and hold for recent tabs, and finally swipe from the left side or right side to go back a step. These are the new swipe gestures even seen on Android 10, and it's already available on this phone. Next we have the old style swipe up gestures. Now once you enable this feature, you can swipe from the bottom right or bottom left corner to go back a step. You can swipe from the center to go home. And finally, you can swipe and hold from the bottom center for recent tabs. Even these gestures work really well. Next we have Android Pie based navigation bar. Now with this, you just get 2 buttons at the bottom, back button and home button. Back button acts like a regular back button. Now home button is special. You can click it to go home. You can swipe up on the home button to go to the recent tabs page. And you can swipe the home button right side to quickly switch between applications. It's a pretty cool feature, but doesn't work properly on this phone. So I'd suggest you to stick with the regular navigation bar or with the navigation gestures. Now going on next, we have a super handy shortcut to trigger Google Assistant with the power button. Once you enable this feature, you can long press the power button to trigger Google Assistant. It's a nice feature and can be quite useful while using the navigation gestures, but I don't think this power button will last longer if you use it continuously. Next we have 3-finger screenshot. Now before I show you that, let me show you how to take a normal screenshot. On any Android phone, if you want to take a screenshot, press the volume down button and power button both at the same time and your phone will take a screenshot. It is as simple as that. Now for some reason, if that's a bit difficult for you or if you need something more easy, you can enable this 3-finger screenshot gesture. Now once you enable this feature, you can simply swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. Personally, this is my favorite feature or my favorite way to take a screenshot, and nowadays most of the phones support this feature. Now going on next, we have long screenshot. Now to take a longer screenshot, first you need to take a normal screenshot. You can either use the buttons or the gesture. Now once you take a screenshot, you get this preview. Now click long screenshot. Now just scroll the page up as long as you want to take a longer screenshot. Now going on next, this phone even comes with screen recording. I really don't know why you want to record your screen, especially on an Android phone, but for some reason if you want to record it, you can start it from the notification toggles, or you can also use the smart bar, which can be accessed from anywhere by swiping on the right side corner. You can stop recording by clicking the stop button on the floating bubble. Now going on next, you also have the option to record calls automatically on your phone. So to enable that, go to settings, then select system apps, then select calls. From here select call recording and then enable the toggle that says all recording to record all the calls automatically on your phone. Next we have flash on call. Once you enable this feature, every time you get a call, flashlight on the phone blinks to give you an indication. This feature can be quite useful when your phone is in silent mode. Next we have a feature called vibrate when you answer an end call. Just like the name suggests, every time you answer a call or end a call, your phone vibrates. It's not a big feature, but adds to the overall experience. Next we have a feature that identifies unknown numbers. Once you enable this feature, whenever you get a call from any unknown number, your phone will check its online database and try to find the contact name. This can be quite useful to check spam calls. Next we have a feature called screen on end calls with power button. Once you enable this feature, you can end calls by pressing the power button when the display is on. When the display is off, clicking the power button just turns on the display. Next we have split screen mode. Now split screen mode has been on Android for a very long time, but on this phone we have some more features. Now to start a split screen mode, as always you can simply press and hold the recent tabs button, or on this phone you can also use the 3-finger gesture. Simply swipe up using 3 fingers to open the current application in a split screen mode. You can choose a secondary application from the list below. Personally, I like this gesture and I wish every other phone has it. Next we have some screen off gestures like double tap to wake. Just enable it and double tap the screen to wake it up. Next you can draw a note to open the camera application. We can also draw a V to toggle the torch. We can also draw characters like greater than or less than for music controls. And finally, you can add custom gestures like you can draw a W to open WhatsApp, M for phone dialer, and so on. Next we have raise to wake. Now once you enable this feature, you can simply raise your phone or pick it up from a table and your phone wakes up and then displays the lock screen. Next we have flip to mute incoming calls. Now just like the name suggests, once you enable this feature, you can flip your phone to silence an incoming call. Next we have one-handed mode. You can enable this feature from the toggles, and once you click on it, screen size will shrink and your phone becomes much more usable one-handed. Once you're done, you can click the button on the top corner to go full screen. Next we have grayscale mode. Once again you can access this feature from the toggles, and once you enable it, display goes completely black and white. You can use it as a prank or just use it while reading a book on your phone. Next we have digital well-being. Now this is a feature from Google that tracks all your usage on your phone and gives you a complete analysis of which apps you're using more, and then helps you limit your usage and block notifications from those applications. Next we have wind down. This feature is part of digital well-being, which can help you sleep faster at night. Using this feature, you can schedule your phone to turn on grayscale mode and do not disturb mode automatically at a specific time. Now going on next, this phone has a very unique feature called Smart Sidebar. It is enabled by default, and this is how it looks like. You have some quick shortcuts, quick actions, and some quick applications. You can access it from anywhere. Even while watching videos or playing games in full screen mode, you can swipe near the notch area to bring it up. From here you can quickly launch applications, take a screenshot, record the screen, block banner notifications, and finally open few applications in a floating window. Next we have Assistive Ball. Now just in case if navigation gestures are not really your thing, but you still want a much more immersive experience, you can enable Assistive Ball. Once you enable this feature, you'll see a floating bubble that can do multiple actions. Now first you need to select the operation mode. You have gestures and tap mode. I'll go with gestures. Now you can tap once to go back, double tap for multitasking, and touch and hold to go home. If you select tap, once you click it, you just get additional options, just like the iPhones and iPads. Now this is another way to interact with your phone and gives you a much more immersive experience. Next we have Night Shield. Now once you enable this feature, it puts a warm tint on the screen and thereby filters the blue light. According to research, blue light emitted by our displays affects sleep at night. So to prevent that, we have this Night Shield mode, and you can enable it manually or schedule it to automatically turn on or turn off at a specific time. Next we have Startup Manager. Now just like the name suggests, it's a feature that allows you to stop applications from auto starting in the background. Now most of these applications automatically start in the background and then drain your battery life. And for the most part, just applications like maybe Instagram or WhatsApp needs to be allowed to auto start. So you can disable auto start permission for all these applications and further improve the battery life. Next we have an app lock built into the system, and unlike most phones, we can unlock locked applications either by using the password or the fingerprint scanner, and even by using the face unlock feature. So if you're already using face unlock feature on your phone, most of the time you won't even see the lock screen. Now because of this one particular feature, you can lock any application you want and you won't be inconvenienced in any way. Next we have Clone Apps, which is a feature that allows you to use two instances of the same application. Like you can have two WhatsApp accounts, two Facebook accounts, and two Instagram accounts on the same phone. This is definitely a very handy feature, but it is still limited to only very few applications. Let's say if I want to use two Paytm accounts on the same phone, we can't do that. Next we have Game Space. Now this feature or application just tries to improve your gaming experience and gives you a lot more cool features. Now once you add all your games to this Game Space and then open that game, your phone will divert all the resources to improve your gaming experience. It means faster game load speeds, better visuals, and more than that, it gives you the option for Do Not Disturb mode, where you won't be interrupted with annoying notification sounds or visual disturbances like banner notifications. You also have different power profiles to improve the performance or battery life. It also gives you the option to disable auto brightness, which is missing on many phones out there. Next we have Wi-Fi tethering. Now this is a very unique feature which allows you to share existing Wi-Fi connection to other devices. It's like your regular hotspot, but instead of using your mobile data, it will use your existing Wi-Fi connection. Now you might think this might not be a useful feature, but let's say if you're in an airport or a hotel where you have access to only one device or a Wi-Fi, then in that situation, you can share the existing single Wi-Fi connection to multiple devices. Next we have a security feature which protects your personal information. Whenever any application tries to read your personal information like messages, call logs, and contacts, this feature provides fake data to those applications. Many applications on your phone try to read your personal information. Even Amazon does that. So using this feature, we can still use those applications safely without sharing your personal information. Next we have anti-harassment. This feature allows you to block annoying spam calls or just block a specific contact or bunch of contacts from calling you or messaging you. Next we have Private Safe. Now this feature is more like an application or like a vault where you can hide all kinds of files. Just like the app lock, we can have a completely different password from your lock screen and we can unlock it using your fingerprint or your facial data. Personally, I suggest you to use Gallery Vault. Next we have Automatic On-Off. Now this is another weird name for schedule power on and power off, and using these settings, we can automatically turn on and turn off your phone at a specific time. Next we have something called Smart Assistant on your default launcher or your default home screen. You can simply go to the leftmost corner to find the Smart Assistant, which simply displays weather information, calendar events, and some quick shortcuts. You can enable it or disable it from here. Next we have Smart Energy Saver. Now this is another feature to improve your battery life. If you enable it, your phone will automatically manage all the apps running in the background to improve the battery life. If you disable it, you get the complete list of applications that are installed on your phone, and you can manually choose to block an application from running in the background. Next, it even has a dedicated SD card slot. Nowadays, most of the phones do offer a dedicated SD card slot, but for a phone with this configuration, at this price, with all these features, it's quite rare. Next, we have Smart Driving. This is another fancy sounding feature which simply gives you various features to manage calls and messages while driving. We have a similar feature on many other phones, but on this phone, we can automatically enable it or turn it on when you connect your Bluetooth in your car, or else you can manually turn it on if you have a bike. Next, we have Kid Space. If your kid is troubling you about your phone, he wants to play some games, or maybe sometimes he accidentally purchases stuff, Kid Space can be quite useful for you. Once you configure this Kid Space, your kid will be able to only use specific applications that you choose, and he will be able to use your phone only for a specific amount of time. Once again, it's a nice feature, but if your kid already knows your password, it's completely useless. So guys, those were all the best features. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and make sure you check out my video on tips and tricks section. Link will be in the description. Now, if you're planning to buy this phone, please use the link in the description. It always helps the channel, and if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter, and I'll try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.